So I just watched this week's episode of Daredevil Born Again, which is episode 7. And I'm loving this show, don't get me wrong. But my biggest complaint for this season still remains all the way back from episode 1. And that's that this show doesn't let things and story moments and story beats have time to breathe. And it just feels like it rushes past a lot of stuff just to get to the next thing. And I feel like some things just happen out of nowhere. I don't want to give spoilers for this episode, but it just feels like they rushed through a certain storyline that seemed like it was going to be kind of big for the season. And it just felt like they wanted to rush through it. And something happened towards the end of this episode that I just feel like happened kind of out of nowhere. I mean, it wasn't really out of nowhere because it's been prevalent throughout this season, but having watched the first 3 seasons on Netflix, I don't know, it just feels so out of place, especially since it's a storyline that was set up in the first episode of this season that also felt like it came out of nowhere. But overall, I'm still excited for what's to come in the future. We still have 2 episodes left in this season. They're filming season 2 already, and the leaked set photos from season 2 that came out last week. I'm excited for what's going to happen in that season. I just hope they're able to fine tune the writing and just give moments and storylines like air to breathe, like the first 3 seasons of the show did on Netflix. I think 13 episodes was a perfect amount of episodes. I think you can make a good show, obviously, with 9 episodes. A lot of shows have. But I just don't think they've done a very good job with it. But I have enjoyed most of these episodes, but this episode this week was probably my least favorite so far. Whereas last week's episode 6, was probably my favorite episode of the season. It was my favorite episode of the season. But then this one's my least favorite probably. But we'll see what they do with the last 2 episodes, and I'm excited. Oh, but I also do want to say that my opinion probably also differs pretty heavily from a lot of people, because episodes like 2 through 6 honestly have been my favorite episodes. The first episode is probably my second to least favorite, whereas this week's episode was my top least favorite. That's a confusing way to say that. But episodes 2 through 6 were probably my favorite, whereas a lot of people probably have that as their the little section of the show that they didn't like because Matt wasn't Daredevil throughout those entire episodes. But in my opinion, it was when they had the pacing feel a little better than in episode 1 and in episode 7 this week.